This particular story, I got to be very sensitive due to the nature of what took place. One day, the Holy Spirit spoke to me, and He says, "Go tell Steve that I want him back, and I want him now. Now's the time for him to get his life right with me." So I know who this particular Steve is, so I go over to where he's staying. He's staying with his mother. Him and his family are living there. And I go and knock on the door, and I said, "Can I speak with Steve?" And they said, "Yeah, come on in." I said, "No, have him to come out here to the porch." So he came outside, and when he came outside, I looked at Steve and I pointed to him. I said, "Steve, the Lord has sent me here to tell you that it's time for you to get your life back right with God. Now's the time to get your life straightened out with God." And he looked at me and says, "How do you know, Roger, that the Lord's sending you here?" I said, "Believe me, Steve." I said, "I know the voice of the Lord, and He sent me here to tell you now's the time." Well, I wound up leaving. Well, in the process of time, Steve and his, within a few days actually, Steve and his family moved out to their own place. And a week later, Steve talked to his mom and says, "Mom, if anything happens to me, my life is right with God. I gave my life back to the Lord. Everything is all right now." Well, from 2 weeks by the time that I spoke with Steve on the porch, they was having a party, and Steve didn't show up. He was late for the party, so his wife went back to their house and went looking for Steve, and Steve was laying in the bed dead with a hole in his head. Somebody had shot him. Well, come to find out, what had happened is his wife and her sister had plotted to kill Steve, and they did, and made it look like somebody else did it. Now, this story is to let you know it's time to obey the voice of the Holy Spirit and go to those that He is telling us to go to. Now, that's what I call an adventure of the Holy Spirit, sending you to where He knows what's going on in somebody's life.